So after playing the games, yeah, this deck is not powerful enough. You just don't have the a way to close the game. There's just nothing there. Like a 2-1, a 2-3, another 2-3 that I clicked on the wrong card, a 1-3. Like there's no power in here. There's nothing like, okay, and now we're playing a 1 mana 7/7 or something. You just missed that. Like we had three of the Auriok champions against a black red deck, and we still just lost because we just couldn't kill them. So yeah, I definitely prefer the regular humans deck. For the rest, I think this is workable though. You could do like a red build with the Makers of the Moon in the main or something. Just get more wizards in there. Yeah, for the rest, these are all just nice cards to have. You could also play all of these in your main deck. Maybe not the Jigglet Jailer, but there could be something here. I'm not gonna be very interested in it, to be honest. I'm just gonna keep on playing humans, because that's just flat out the better deck. With that being said, as always, if you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching. So for our first hand we have a mulligan, 1 lander with nothing to do. Second hand, 3 lands, Tazri, Changeling Outcast, Archpriest of Fiona. Yeah, just bottoming a land here, trying to curve out a bit. So our opponent plays a Wooded Foothills, could be Burn, could be Scapeshift, could be Europile, could be Omnath Pile, could be Nif Mizzet, could be anything. So let's just play the biggest one drop we get and just get to the going with it. For the rest, yeah, Archpriest of Iona here, currently a 1/2 creature, which is not very impressive at all. Yeah, our opponent plays Stomping Ground and fetches with a Wooded Foot, so I'm guessing they're like Scapeshift or something, so they're John, so I'm getting like red and 6th. But no, they're on Dredge, and we just concede the match on the spot, because I'm never beating Dredge in a million years. For the second match, we have a Horror of the Broken Lands being cycled against us. For those of you who don't know, this means they're on Living End. And Living End is quite focused on one card, which we can see here, because I'm going to go ahead and name Living End with Meddling Mage. And they just play no spells at all ever again. So, yeah, we triggered a Nimble Trapfinder, Nimble Trapfinder has actually been quite impressive. Like, this is very good. This is a turn 3 active Nimble Trapfinder. But yeah, our opponent just, concedes the match on the spot to Meddling Mage. So, yeah, good game so far. What a great, interesting format we have here. So we drew some cards, we did some things, and then they died. For our third match, we have a very reasonable hand. We have 1 drop into 2 drop into 3 drop. Seems very reasonable. We play a Madu Woe Reaper, and our opponent plays a Seal of Fire, and they care about our board so much that they just shock us. They're like, we don't give a crap what you're doing. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot you. So that spells nothing but good stuff for us. Yeah, they play a Death Shadow, and it's a 1/1 now, but in a few turns it'll be bigger than our entire board. So what we are going to have to do is going to get the Deputy of the Potential to eat it. However, they Lava Dart us as well, so our Madu Woe Reaper dies. And yeah, Madu Woe Reaper has just been very narrow, not impressive at all. For the rest, they just play a second Death Shadow and a Scourge of the Skyclave, because why wouldn't you always have it? It's just a thing that I've been noticing in Modern recently, like everyone always just has it. And someone called Squashy posted a video about that, and he says it's because of the London Mulligan, and I kind of tend to agree with him. I wish we'd get them Vancouver Mulligan back. I would love the games a lot more back then. Anyway, we play non-setup Marina, but I'm gonna be honest, this deck can't beat a 4/4 and a 5/5. So yeah, we get our asses kicked here. We cry a bit. They play a 12/12. We cry a bit more. They miss us Baubles, and they actually have to pay 1 mana to do it, which is kind of funny. We draw an 8 of Fire. I'm gonna go ahead and try and draw some cards, but yeah, like how are we ever winning this game? So yeah, draw 1 more card just to see what we get. Get a Deputy, which actually would have won us the game if we drew it first. Yeah, but c'est la vie. We are pre-boarded for this matchup with the 4 Auriok champion in the main. This is the matchup that I expected the most, so I just put the Auriok champions in the main because they are a cleric, which is really good in our deck that wants clerics. And now they play a Lightning Bolt on our 1 drop, then they play a Monastery Swiftspear, and then they play Yeah, that's a little trick for people learning MTGO. You can just right click on triggers and just always yield them. You need to learn to do that if you want to play the format efficiently. Anyway, they play a Swift Spear into Mishra's Bubble and they start attacking through our protection from black and red guy. We play another Archpriest. And then we play an Acquisitions Expert. And it's a 1-2 and we have 2 party members. So they have 3 cards in hand. And we still can't look at their entire hand. I'm gonna take the 2-for-1 here. I think Lava Dot's the pick. It's a 2-for-1 with like the Nimble Trap Finder plus our next card that's gonna get killed by it. We draw another Auriok Champion. So at this point I'm feeling very, very reasonable about this deck. Or about this game, I should say. And then they firebolt our Acquisitions Expert. And it goes pew pew bye bye. And the Nimble Trap Finder comes into play. I just pray that they forget about the Lava Dot. I'm like, nah, you'll forget about it. That's just the line here. So what I'm actually going to try to do here is push for lethal. The Trap Finders can get unblockable when you play a party member. And they actually trigger here. So yeah, I put them to 9. Because if they fetch and then, they fetch. And I draw a party member, they die. So I'm going for lethal here. However, they fetch and shock, so they go to 6. And so we had lethal, and now we don't. Yeah, bye-bye lethal. That was fun knowing you. And yeah, we've lost at this point. Like, we're taking 6 plus 7. We're taking 13. We are literally dead next turn, and we have no board. So yeah, this deck, not gonna lie, not the most impressive list I've ever played. Because, well, yeah, to put it very bluntly, this deck is not great. It's kind of cutesy, but yeah, this is just another one of those matchups. Like, we're never winning this. They're playing a Devoted Druid. I'm like, okay, you can play for 0 remedies. So they're like, okay, I'm gonna Collected Company into it, or Spike Feeder. So we know the Spike Feeder does tell me that they're playing Heliod as well, which means they're on 2 infinite combos. And yeah, not only are they on 2 infinite combos in their deck, their board is also just better than ours on turn 3. So yeah, this is this is a viewer submitted deck, and yeah, that's all I want to say about it. I do like to try stuff like this, so I'd rather spend like the evening testing out ideas like this than always being like, we should have tried it, you know. This deck very obviously just flawed. I would not recommend this one at all. I mean, our opponent played a bunch of 2-2s and a 3-3. Oh, they're playing a Ranger Captain of Eos here, and they're getting a Walking Ballista with it. And even though they can play the Walking Ballista and target our stuff, but the Unsettled Marina cancels that, they just have infinite life with the Heliod here, so I conceded. Yeah, the Heliod and the Spike Feeder get infinite life consistently, so we mulligan into this hand, and they kill us on turn 3 again. So, yeah, that was the match. Like, we did nothing that mattered at all whatsoever. I mean, we played a 1-drop, a 2-drop, and a 2-drop, and a 1-drop, and then they killed us. So, yeah, they have infinite life. Well, they didn't technically kill us, but we couldn't do anything whatsoever. So, yeah! Yay, Modern! For this match, we have a Flooded Strand into a Steam Vent, so that means our opponent is on a literal pile of removal deck, which is always just great when you're playing a 2-1. And here we go, they kill our 1-drop, the Mardu Woe Reaper dies, Unsettled Marina comes into play. And yeah, for the most part, the things I like about this deck are the things that actually made it into the humans deck. Like the entire party thing. Like here again, you know, it's like Acquisitions Expert comes into play. And we have 3, but they have 6 cards in it. Like, what do you take, you know? These are the 3 worst cards. And I'm like, I'm gonna lose to all of them. So, yeah. So, yeah, we go in, swing for 2. Unsettled Marina trigger happens. They pay gladly as they kill our stuff. We play a Nimble Trap Finder. And Nimble Trap Finder is actually the only card that kind of impressed me here. It's been reasonable-ish at best. And yeah, because, well, we can actually get a party with all the changelings. You might want to try this deck in like other colors or something. Oh, as a cryptic command happens to a 1-drop. I Meddling Mage and Hiri the Harbinger because I actually knew they have it. Because of the Acquisition Expert. And then they just start Lightning Helix or stuff. And then I play a second Meddling Mage for Supreme Verdict. I don't know if they play it, but if they play it and they draw it, I cannot win the game whatsoever. So I need to name it. As they play Nayani Vengeance, and they're on literal Lightning Helix Tribal. So yeah, that's not great. Every time they trigger an Ayani or a Lightning Helix, they just time walk us and kill a creature as well. So Nahiri removes a creature, Ayani removes a creature. We killed the Ayani, we got some revenge on the kitten. Auriok champion happens again. They play a Jace, and yeah, we know it's better than all, definitely better than all that's in this deck. So we just yield again. We just pray that we can get that, so we're just attacking in, ignoring the Jace. And as they find the lightning bolt, they get the Nahiri back. Nahiri eats another creature, so another one bites the dust. We play a Deputy of Detention, and we take the Nahiri because we're really on the ignore Jace plan. However, they just, play a Lightning Helix out of a Snapcaster, so they gain 3 again, and then they block us, and then they bolt us, and everything's dead. They have a Jace, and I want to cry. So, yeah, we bought out stuff that's basically unplayable cards. And the second game is just, they tap out, and we have a Makers of the Moon, so, nothing this game mattered, except for me playing this Makers of the Moon. So, now, Makers of the Moon is in play, and they died. They play no more spells. So, what we've seen here is that Makers of the Moon is a good card. For game 3, they kill our creature. What a surprise! Wow, nobody would have guessed it. Nobody. So, we draw an Auriok champion. And actually, if we had drawn a red source here, we would have been in good shape, because we would have been able to Makers of the Moon. They would have been locked out of blue and white, so they might have had the lightning bolt, but it's easily our best shot at this point. However, we don't, so I'm just gonna go and play stuff from our party here. As they play a Narset, and the Narset found them a bolt, so now I know they have the bolt and I have to play around it, so that's why I'm not playing the Makers of the Moon yet. Makers of the Moon, seriously, my only chance ever to win this game. Tasri goes into the battlefield, gets ignored because they have a 1/1. They play a Cryptic Command, they get a token out of the Cryptic Command. Our creature goes away, and at this point we're just so unbelievably far behind. Nothing that we do matters anymore. They're countering our spells, stepping our creatures. Their 1/1s are trading with our board. They get free value that trades with our board. They actually even have an Abrade as well. So now our Makers of the Moon dies. They start lightning bolting creatures, and at this point I'm just off it. So GG's. So after playing the games, this deck is not powerful enough. You just don't have a way to close the game. There's just nothing there. You're a 2-1, a 2-3, another 2-3 that I clicked on the wrong card, a 1-3. There's no power in here. There's nothing okay, and now we're playing a 1 mana 7/7 or something. You just missed that. We had 3 of the Auriok champions against a black-red deck, and we still just lost because we just couldn't kill them. So yeah, I definitely prefer the regular humans deck. For the rest, I think this is workable though. You could do a red build with the Makers of the Moon in the main or something. Just get more wizards in there. For the rest, these are all just nice cards to have. You could also play all of these in your main deck. Maybe not the Jigglet Jailer, but there could be something here. I'm not gonna be very interested in it, to be honest. I'm just gonna keep on playing humans, because that's just flat out the better deck. With that being said, as always, if you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, and thank you for watching.